Hey everybody, Solomon here. I'm going to give you a couple ideas on how to define what type of marketing challenges that you really are having. So I get a lot of people call me or message me, fill out a form on our website that says, hey, we're just not getting the results that we're looking for. When you say I'm not getting the results I'm looking for, obviously there's a little bit more in-depth conversation that we need to have, really understand what do you mean by results, right? And how do I define that? So I kind of put most of the time the challenges that I get, they fall into these three categories. Okay, that's what I'm going to talk about today. What are these challenges and how do you get a little bit in depth into your business? So let's get started. So first thing I want to talk about is the challenge of I have low web traffic. So most of the time, you're not getting the results that you're looking for, you're not getting the leads that you're looking for, you're not getting the volume of leads, because if you look at the current traffic that you have to your website, it's relatively low. Maybe it's only 1,000 visits, maybe it's 500, maybe it's only a few hundred, right? And it's a big problem, because if you really want to increase the lead flow, you're gonna have to increase the traffic. So we have to identify this is the sort of the first issue. Is it a traffic issue that we need to solve for? And then we look at further and say, is the traffic coming from organic, growing over time? Is the traffic from direct, or maybe it's the traffic from referral? Where is the traffic coming from, and is that growing or is it decreasing over time? Let's look over month, quarter over quarter, year over year, and what does that trend looks like, right? So if I go down, is it, if you look at Google Analytics, is it kind of trending down, right? Is this the trend, or is it actually going up, correct? So you really have to find out what is it, right? Look at the trend. And if the trend is going up, then you don't have a traffic issue, all right? So you should analyze your current data and say, hey, how do I pinpoint my challenges? If you identify if the traffic is not an issue, I'm gonna take you to the next challenge a lot of business owners have. The second challenge is, I have the traffic, but I have very low conversion on my website. People are not filling out the forms on my website, right? That's the second issue. Maybe you don't have the right call to actions. Maybe you want to tweak the call to action. Maybe they're not really easy to understand, their call to actions. Perhaps you need to add more micro conversions. Maybe you need to have some checklists or ebooks or things like that that are not the actual form submissions or the actual purchase or whatever you're trying to convert on your website. Maybe you have to simplify that and take a look at it and say, hey, maybe I should have some heat mapping software on my website, see where my people are bouncing off, right? So it could be a high bounce rate issue. Maybe it's just that low engagement. There just really isn't anything that's exciting the source of traffic that you're getting to what you're actually offering on the website, correct? So, hey, I have tons of traffic coming in. I know how to drive more traffic. I'm doing pay-per-click advertising. Oh, we're doing Facebook ads. We're doing organic. Or I'm not doing any of those things. We don't have any traffic, and that is costing us to not have lead conversions as well. So we're taking this in step 2, correct? This is number 2, and this is number 1. They're always a challenge. You could have a great traffic and low conversion rate. You can have very low, right, traffic, and that also causes low conversion rate on your website. And we can go in depth about how to make that better, maybe just having better call to actions, maybe easier, right? Explain your value a lot easier to your audience, and they will convert. Maybe you have the wrong carrot. I like to use carrot for like a kind of like an offer. You have the wrong offer, right? They're not liking it for whatever reason. So you have to really find out, is it speaking to your persona, the kind of audience that you are coming to the website? Is it speaking to the right persona, and would they be interested in what is this offer, whatever that offer might be? So this is the second bucket that I like to identify. Hey, this is typically a big challenge, right? This is the challenge that it's more obvious to people. Just, I don't get enough leads, so I got to go other sources and fish leads. I got to do networking events. I got to do trade shows. Because our website, people just go there and just, learn where we're located. It's more about our address. It's just services, but it doesn't really generate any leads, right? That's the typical mindset, and it doesn't have to be that way. It can be the most effective lead generation tool that you've ever had, right? It's better than any sales rep, because no sales reps ever work 24 hours a day, but your website will. So I'm gonna take you to the last one. This is, I have a low sales conversion rate. That means that, I get a fair amount of traffic, and from that, it turns into a bunch of leads, maybe a couple a day, whatever it might be for you. Maybe you have 20 a day. Maybe you get 5. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, leads are great, right? It's better to have more leads than less. So you get the leads, but guess what? For some reason, I just don't think this is working. None of those people convert. Why? I don't know. That's usually the case because it's not, right? It's not resulting into ROI. At the end of the day, you got to make sure, right, you're closing the deals from the lead. So the lead quality could be an issue here, or it's just the way that the sales conversation might be. Maybe you're saying the wrong things or not saying the right things, or just not, just not appealing to the people. Perhaps again, it's the pricing. It could be anything else that's causing the sales to not come. And that can be fixed, by the way, by going back and analyzing the type of leads that you're getting, and further take that back and analyzing the type of traffic that you're getting. We can kind of reverse engineer and say, hey, if I get this type of traffic, people looking for this service, because that is our most profitable service that we offer, and let's convert a couple % of that traffic to leads. But to do that, we're going to do X, Y, and Z. And if they don't convert, we're going to give them an ebook, a guide, or whatever it is, make them watch a video, sign up for a webinar, and I'm going to nurture that lead with multiple sequences of emails, right? We're going to touch them by multiple emails, maybe add them more value. I'm making my little email icons here, if you can see, right? It's going to nurture them over time, because no one's ever going to go from a lead to a sale overnight unless they desperately need something, correct? So you're going to nurture them, stay in touch with those folks, and that ultimately is going to build up that value ladder for your company. They see that and say, oh, XYZ company can do X, Y, and Z, and right, they can help me out. They're just going to be a long-term partner, and they're going to cost us less, or they're going to provide 10 times the value than my current solution that I have in place. That will yield to sales. So when you say, I'm not getting the results, you got to really go dig deeper into this. And again, this is a process. We have a 5-step process that we go through, right? It's a 5D process that we follow here to go over it, to find out what exactly is the problem and how do we solve it. And every single one of these buckets have its own set of solutions. This is more about sales enablement and understanding how the modern buyers buy, right? And this is about getting a very good strategy in place to generate leads and testing it and trying different things. Again, every single industry is different. And finally, this is, a lot of people know about driving traffic, but the problem is, how do you go from just a visit, right? How do you go from just a visit all the way to revenue in the bank? So thanks for watching. I hope this gives you a little bit more guidance into how, right, you can be more successful in your web marketing efforts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.